Hi, I am Pam Moreman, and I am one of the STEM coaches here in Lake Orion. And today I'm going to be sharing with you an executive functioning brief. Um, just a small snippet that might help you when you tell your child to get ready and he doesn't or she doesn't. 5 words that will help your child prepare for the task at hand. So in this presentation, you're going to learn why asking your child to get ready does not usually work, and how to help your child visualize the tasks that need to be done with some simple moves that will foster independence and success. Sound too good to be true? I know. Little practice and a little follow through, and you can see some big improvement in your child. So that executive functioning is really, there's a lot of it about working memory. That's not the whole thing, but working memory is really important, especially when you are trying to accomplish a task. So what is working memory? The ability to hold information in your head while performing complex tasks. It incorporates the ability to draw on past learning and or experience and apply to the situation at hand, or even project it into the future. And that's where a lot of our kiddos struggle. So I want you to look at this picture of this young lady. She has strong executive functioning skills in this working memory realm. She has gotten a task to write a 1-page paper on something that she's read. So the very first thing she does is she imagines it being done. She imagines what it will look like. She imagines the paper finished. And then she starts, well, if I start now, then maybe in 20 minutes, I have to stop, but I'll be organized so when I come back later, I can finish it up pretty quickly. So she has that if-then going. And then she does that just as self-talk. So I know I'm going to need my book. I'm going to need my paper. We have some notes, so I'm going to bring home my notebook. She is ready to go. This is the ideal situation. This is not all of our kids, right? So someone who has weak working memory or those executive functioning skills doesn't see that finished product. They see a blank paper and it looks big and it looks daunting. There is no if then. And then what happens is negative talk starts. Oh, I don't like this class anyway. Oh, I am not a good writer. I can't do this. I don't even know what the assignment was. And they start spiraling. So some simple tasks to help them with this working memory is what we're going to start with today. Example is you're trying to get ready for school, right? And that student or child with strong executive functioning skills sees what it looks like at the end. They see themselves in their coat with their backpack on, with their lunch at their side, with their water bottle. They have their if then. If I put out my clothes beforehand, then tomorrow I won't have to worry about it, right? It'll make it easier and I'll have more time for breakfast. So I need to set out my clothes, make sure my backpack is packed. You get the drill. That weak executive functioning doesn't have that vision, right? There's time to get ready for school. They go upstairs, and all of a sudden they see their room, oh, and their favorite stuffed animal, oh, yes, he needs to be on top of my bed, and oh, that Lego set, I could just put in a few more pieces right now. And they wander all around their room, and they've totally forgotten that they're supposed to be getting ready for school. There is no if-then going on. They let the distractions take over, and then you end up being, you need to do this, and you need to do that. So in the picture up here, this is even a little bit, notice the help that she's getting. Our goal is to have your child be able to do this by themselves, so that it's not, you need to do this, you need to do that, let me get your backpack, and it will give us all a little bit of peace of mind. So this is just a fun visual of that student child who says get ready, and notice their path is all over the place. Getting from point A to point B is a struggle. And I just love that graphic because, like, yay, I got a pencil, but it took me all over my room before I got there. The key to improving working memory, I don't know why that disappeared on me, but we'll see how our working memory is going, right? Is to start with the nonverbal. So that's really important. That is key. Our brain wants to visualize it first. So we need to not just talk to it, go get ready. Doesn't mean anything unless you can see that image in your head. Visualizing the outcome drives that if then. So if I do this, then, which then leads to that verbal working memory, and the positive self-talk comes in. Like, I can do this. I know what I need to do to get this done. A lot of this information I have gotten from 360 Thinking. It's Cognitive Connections. Sarah Ward is wonderful and a great resource. So you can go to their website and check it out. One of the things I found interesting was just the brain. When they're doing MRI of the brain, that student that had that really good working memory looks like the one on the left there. There's a path, there's a neural connections being made. And then the student with poor working memory looks more like the one on the right, where everything is firing at once. There is no difference in their intellectual ability. The IQ is definitely not different, but what is different is the situational intelligence. The brain on the left is able to make that pathway. If I go do this, then this happens, and the one on the right, it's just everything's going at once. So we need to train it. So here's where those 5 words come in. Show and tell me your plan. Ooh, it's actually 6 words. There we go. Show and tell me your plan. And we're starting with the show. Notice here, this is just on phones. This is that future thinking. These students, this is what it should look like when they are ready to go to school. So taking a quick picture of what it looks like when you are done and ready for school automatically puts that image in their head of the future thinking of where do I need to go now. So this is step 1, is show me the plan. Don't get ready for school, but show me what you're going to do. What does this look like? Now, many people think this could be a simple checklist, right? Put your headboard on, your shirt, sweatshirt, your snack, your bag. The problem with this is that all of this is just a bunch of words. It's verbal, right? We want the nonverbal first. That picture of what it really looks like, the whole image together. This they skim over, the list they skim over, and then they don't really pay attention to it. So actually show what done looks like. Here's just another example. After school, you're ready for dance, match the picture. You have your dance bag, your ballet shoes, your water bottle, your leotard. Notice the arrows showing exactly what that child needs to get ready. Super easy. Show me what done looks like. Show me you and tell me your plan. What I really like about this one is things change, right? So in the winter, you might look different than you do in the spring. So we have these boxes like, what does your head look like? What does your body look like? What does your backpack look like? Where is your snack? What do your feet look like? And then you can do, what is the same but different? So if you have this one picture, you can say, okay, think about the weather today. What is the same but different? Oh, it's not that cold out, so I can wear a lighter coat. And that verbal telling puts that image again into their head. So having a picture and blocking it and then saying, but what is the same but different is a good strategy. Here's just another one. What does your body look like? What materials do you need? What clothing, what footwear? That's really easy to do the same but different, right? So what materials do you need today? Show me and tell me your plan. So we have to go. Are you ready for, what about recess? What is going to be the same but different today? Or if you're going to a birthday party, what is going to be the same but different? Oh, my materials. I'm going to have a present, right? Not my school books. And just a few more examples. If there's steps in a routine that you do, you can put those steps. This is an image of the first, the second, the third. A morning routine would be great for that. You can put this on the backpack. What needs to be in my backpack at the end of the day? An image of what goes inside. And then they can show and tell you what goes in there. If you need them to clean up the room, putting that as an image. The toys are on the shelves, the pillows and blankets are away, there's no trash. That automatically takes that distraction going around. They now have an image of what needs to be done, and they can do, if I put the toys away, then I can go and do the pillows. Now, I said this is going to take a little bit of practice, right? You may have to actually go up to their room, like, it is time to get ready for school. Show and tell me your plan. And you may need to actually be in their room and have them show by pointing what they need to do. But most of our future thinking doesn't happen. You're down at the kitchen table having breakfast and it's time to go, so you need to go get ready. So show and tell me your plan. Well, then move to the hallway and practice it from the hallway. Move down the steps, practice it from the steps. Still pointing, so they're still thinking in their head what that image is. Then practice it at the breakfast table. What does this look like? Show and tell me your plan. Freeze, point, and gestures are really important. When you do the gestures, it's activating that brain to organize it. So pointing, gestures are really important. So just to review, starting with this working memory, right? How do I increase this working memory? Start with the nonverbal, the picture, visualize the outcome, and then you can have those if and then moments. And this leads to activating the verbal working memory, and the talk then gets positive because they can show and tell you their plan. Another really good visual is to actually use an analog clock. And if you get one and get an expo marker, you can actually write on it. So we have 15 minutes till we need to be out the door. Show and tell me your plan. How long do you think this is going to take? And actually draw on that clock. 5 minutes to go pack up my backpack. 5 minutes to get my clothes and brush my teeth. And then you can start doing, like, at the midpoint, where are you in your plan? And what are your time robbers? What's taken away from this? So another really good visual, not a digital clock. Again, that's not visual. They need to see it, and they need to see the movement of time. Understanding time for some of our youngers is tricky. Great website, like 15 minutes to teach time. It's AinsleyLabs.com, so it's www.ainsleelabs.com, and they have a great way to teach, that telling of time, as the hour is in a room. So when that shorthand is moving, it's moving through that room from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Just another helpful resource to help your kids with that time. So just to recap, hopefully you have gotten just a snippet, a brief of why asking your child to get ready does not usually work, where you need to help them visualize the tasks that need to be done. Show and tell me your plan. And there's some simple moves that you can do. Pictures. If you have an older elementary child and they are not into that picture thing, you can still do this. But start with the picture and then say, what actions are going on here? So put my water bottle in my backpack. Get my soccer balls. So start with some verbs, and then you can take them. That would be like the next step to that little bit of independence. So I hope that this has helped you, and I'm so glad to share a little bit of what I have learned. All right, have a great day.